హలో.
సౌండా సౌండ్
వస్తుంది.
Hello. Can you hear me? Check mic 1 2 3. Check 1 2 3 4. Okay. Check. Madam. Madam. Everything is there. Sir, when Dean sir comes in, that time. Hello, mic 1 2 3 4. Check. Check 1 2 3 4. Keyboard. Department is wired or one wide. We'll go to department. We have to put it. Okay.
Hello. Hello. Mic one. Mic one. Hello. Mic two. Hello. Mic three.
Hello, hello. Yes. Honorable President of AIMS Mangalgiri, Professor T.S. Ravikumar, sir. Honorable President of AIMS Mangalgiri, Professor T.S. Ravikumar, sir. Respected Director and CEO of AIMS Mangalgiri, Professor Mukesh Tripathi, sir. Respected Dean Academics, Professor Joy Ghoshal, sir. Respected Medical Superintendent, Dr. Vineet Thomas, sir. Respected Deputy Director of Administration, Shri Anshuman Gupta, sir. Distinguished Chief Guest for today, Professor Shyam Prasad, sir. Our guest of honor, Professor R. Shashank, sir. Respected Director of National Institute of Design, Professor Shekhar Mukherjee, sir. Faculty and students of NID, senior faculty, colleagues, staff, and my dear students of AIMS Mangalgiri. A very good morning to you all. I am Dr. Pratyusha, and on behalf of the Institute, I'd like to welcome you all on this blissful morning to celebrate the Foundation Day of AIMS Mangalgiri. We all know that the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. This step was taken for us way back in 2015, and we have come a long way since. Today, we have a moment that allows us to reflect on the past years of growth, celebrate all that we have achieved together, and aspire yet again, because success is never final. At the outset, I'd like to invite our respected Dean, Professor Joy Ghoshal, sir, on stage. I now request our Dean, sir, to welcome our dignitaries on stage with a bouquet.
Respected President, sir, welcome virtually to the Foundation Day of AIMS Mangalgiri. Andarki Namaskaram, Suprabhat, and a very good morning to all of you. I would welcome on stage our Director and CEO, Honorable Mukesh Tripathi, sir, with a bouquet. Thank you for gracing the occasion, sir. Sir, please. Dr. Shyama Prasad Pigalam is not able to come, but he will be present with us in our thoughts, and he has sent a recorded clip. So on behalf of AIMS Mangalgiri, I welcome Shyama Prasad Pigalam, and in the same breath, a doyen, one of the foundations of AIMS Mangalgiri, Dr. Shashank sir, who was the principal of Government Siddhartha Medical College, the ex-DME of Andhra Pradesh, head of the Department of Pathology, and a person of his own making, and an avid swimmer. A big clap for him. Sir, I welcome you. Sir, please welcome to AIMS Mangalgiri. Can we- So first we- an institute of national importance, which was established almost more than 50 years back at Ahmedabad, the National Institute of Design. Faculty working there for 18 years and having come to the East Coast to set up the National Institute of Design at Andhra Pradesh. Professor Shekhar Mukherjee, who began his career as a cartoonist, he is an expert in communication design. He had set up a studio at Dhaka in Bangladesh way back in 2002. And with the intervention of our respected President, sir, we have established an MOU with the National Institute of Design, and Professor Shekhar Mukherjee and his entire team has been very cordial, has been open to suggestions, and have listened to my tantrums as the chairperson of the logo committee. Personally, Shekhar Mukherjee sir, I welcome you with joy and with joy to AIIMS Mangalgiri.
Thank you, sir. I would also like to welcome dignitaries of the dais. Dean Examination, Professor Srimanta Kumar Das, sir. You can. Dean Research, Professor Deepthi Vepakoma, Madam. Financial Advisor, Shri Govind Rao, sir. Superintending Engineer, Shri Sudarshan, sir. I would also like to welcome Deputy Director of Administration, Shri Anshuman Gupta, sir, who is not here with us today. Moving on to the next event. As prayers go up, blessings come down. So let's begin today's function with a prayer to invoke the blessings of the Lord. I now request the dignitaries on stage to come forward for the lamp lighting and request all of you to stand up for the prayer.
या कुन्देन्दु तुषारहार धवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणावरदण्ड
Thank you all. Please have a seat. May I now request our Dean Academics, Professor Joy Goshal, sir, to give the welcome address, please.
Dear all, it has been a day with feelings. I remember I joined AIIMS Mangalgiri on the 6th of August, and on the 10th of August 2018, I was nominated as the Dean. And with the support of respected President and respected Director, sir, I was appointed as the Dean with the ratification approval of the IBGB of our institute on the 4th of April 2019. We started this institute with 23 teaching staff, inclusive of faculty and non-faculty, and less than 25 supporting staff members and help of administration. Today, on this day, we are 117 strong faculty members, around 35 JRs, SRs, and a 500 strong outsourced supporting staff. So roughly our figure is around 700 in all. Had we turned out in full strength, this hall, or rather even an auditorium, would have been full. I say mixed feelings because with constraints of COVID, we are celebrating this Foundation Day, obeying the protocol of COVID, and we have restricted turning up of the audience so that we can refrain from spreading this virus and its variants. Over this period of 3.5 years, we gradually learned, unlearned, and from the cradle, we started toddling and managed to stand. Probably any other profession, any other institute would celebrate its Foundation Day with a holiday and with all the staff, faculty working together and celebrating it with a banquet. But in our profession, we have to deal with trying to sustain and save lives. Hence, while all of us are here, our other fighters are in the OPD, are there in the clinical departments, and only the nominees or the head of the departments are present here. This I am specifying for the purpose of NID director and Shashank sir, because usually this would be full house. We have also established a video conferencing upstairs in another parallel lecture hall. And a second lecture hall is having a live relay from this lecture hall. I would thank the ministry for declaring this first AIIMS of South India on the 24th of January 2018, and hence we celebrate our Foundation Day on the 24th of January. Incidentally, I feel that this 24 is a very, very fortunate number, because 24th January is also the day when AIIMS Mangalgiri was blessed with the joining of our Honorable Director and CEO, Dr. Mukesh Tripathi. And whatever I have learned during our unofficial discussions, if I'm not mistaken, then 24th December was a day when Professor Shekhar Mukherjee of network going over Foundation Day, we have kept all the celebrations mostly on virtual mode. And I welcome you all to this August gathering and to be part of the deliberations and the function on behalf of AIIMS Mangalgiri. I thank you one and all for finding time on this auspicious day at AIIMS Mangalgiri. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for that warm welcome. May I now request our Honorable Director, Professor Mukesh Tripathi, sir, to felicitate our guests for today. I take the privilege of introducing our distinguished guests. To begin with, our chief guest, Professor Shyam Prasad, sir, a pediatric surgeon by profession and a great administrator. Sir graduated from Sri Venkateswara Medical College, Tirupati, and went on to pursue an MCH degree in pediatric surgery at Andhra Medical College. He has an MBA in hospital administration, diploma in environmental sciences, and a PhD in human genetics. His vast administrative experience includes being the Vice Chancellor of Dr. NTR University of Health Sciences, Medical Superintendent of Geetham Institute of Medical Sciences and Research, Rishikonda, Head of the Department of Surgery and Academic Director at NRI IMS. He has delivered a number of guest lectures in national and international conferences. He has received the Best Administrator Award from KGH Visakhapatnam, YMCA Award for Dedicated Humanitarian Services, Animutyam Lifetime Achievement National Award, and HIMA Humanitarian Association Award. Unfortunately, sir could not be present in person with us today, but he has sent his best wishes in the form of an audio recording. I request Professor Shashank, sir, to accept a memento on his behalf.
Om Sai Ram, Harihi Om. Very good morning.
We will
Yeah.
now have the recording of VC, sir.
Om Sai Ram, Harihi Om. Very good morning. Dear Director and CEO Tripathi ji, their administrative staff, teaching faculty, students, ladies and gentlemen. At outset, I thank the organizers for giving me a chance to participate in your Foundation Day on 24th January 2022. And my friend Dr. Shashank, as a state nodal officer, coordinator for AIIMS Mangalgiri, also joined with me. The AIIMS, one of the premier institutes in India, out of 23, some are already started from Delhi, Jodhpur, Bhubaneswar, Bhopal, Patna, Raipur, Rishikesh, Raebareli, Nagpur, Mangalgiri, Gorakhpur, Telangana, Batinanda, Kalyani, Kyugar, AIIMS Rajkot, Guwahati, Vijaypur, Bilaspur. 4 more things are coming. One is at Madurai, Avantipura, Reva, and Darbhanga. Totally 23 AIIMS. This will improve the entire structure of healthcare professionals in these areas. They are placed both rural, urban, and tribal areas also, such that the healthcare is given to all people equally in all over India. To start with, we have seen in my last visit, I have interacted with the people in AIMS Mangalagiri. I've seen them, they're really good, not only academically, they have very good communicating skills, what they have taught in CBMA, competent based medical education, along with communicating skills, they are teaching sociology and psychology. They give moral boost to follow, to study a hard and MBBS degree. And the clinical work in Mangalagiri I've seen very well planned, and they are seeing the medical, surgical, obstetric cases, pediatric cases every day. So the way in which once they enter in a medical college, they are seeing the clinical cases. It gives a moral boost for them and want to become a doctor. They want to see cases like that. Most of them are interested in clinical cases. Of course, other things are also important in management of medical colleges. Along that, we should give them some moral obligations like environment. Environment is very, very important nowadays, where ozone has becomes very, very small. To prevent these gases to be escaped, you have to start more amount of greenery in the campus. At least you should make 30 to 50% of area with greenery. This becomes a small area, 4 5 years are old. That's why it is not available here, and we will do it in a periodic way. So in this Foundation Day, I always wish this AIMS Mangalagiri will go in a very big way in future and forms one of the important aims in India. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Our next guest and guest of honor for today is Professor R. Shashank, sir. Sir has an immense experience as a pathologist and as an administrator. He has been the registrar at Dr. NTR University of Health Sciences and the principal of Siddhartha Medical College, Vijayawada. He has served as the Director of Medical Education, coordinating medical, dental, and nursing colleges, and represented the state in MCI affairs. Sir has worked as paramedical board secretary, colleges, guiding curriculum and conducting examinations. He is credited with the establishment of digital library services at the university and developed the project NTR MedNet Consortium of Libraries. He has been the State Nodal Office of Coordination for AIMS Mangalagiri. We are very fortunate to have you with us, sir. Finally, we have with us the extremely talented team from National Institute of Design headed by Professor Shekhar Mukherjee, sir. Sir needs no introduction. He is an alumni of NID and has served as a design educator at NID Ahmedabad from 2002 to 2018. After graduating in commerce, he decided to make his passion his profession and started his career as a newsprint cartoonist at Economic Times, Kolkata, before he joined NID to study animation film design in 1992. In 2000, he trained the first 2D animation studio in Dhaka, Bangladesh. In 2002, he joined his alma mater as a design educator, and for the next 12 years, he headed the animation department. Under his guidance, his students won much national and international recognition. He was the artistic founder-director of Iconic Chitrakatha, an international student festival of design stories since 2007. In 2009, he received the Best Animation Teacher Award for his outstanding contribution to the cause of animation education in India. He celebrates design as a problem-solving and opportunity creation tool in his 25 years of professional journey. His design motto is best practice of the past, relevance of today, and preparedness of tomorrow and collaborative learning culture. Thank you very much, sir, for taking time off your busy schedule to be with us. I request Director, sir, to also felicitate the team members at NID. We have Dr. Piyush Sharma, the Deputy Registrar, Mr. Kurma Nandam, faculty NID. Ms. Kalyani Nair, student. and Ms. Aditi Soni, also a student of NID. As a token of gratitude, I request Professor Shekhar Mukherjee sir to accept mementos for his team members who could not make it here today. Mr. Anupam Sai, Mr. D. Swaroop, Mr. Ayan Chaudhary, and Ms. Karen Hauser. Thank you very much, sir. To run an institution of this magnitude, we need a dynamic leadership, and our founding director, Professor Mukesh Tripathi sir, has been an empowering leader for us. Sir, on this momentous occasion, I request you to kindly address the gathering.
Good morning, everyone. Honorable President, Professor T.S. Ravi Kumar, sir, for the Institute AIMS Mangalgiri, and all the dignitaries, Dr. Shashank, and from NID Director, Dr. Shekhar Mukherjee, and all other faculty members and administrative staff and students who have joined virtually. Foundation Day is certainly, and some of our dignitaries to whom we have taken as visiting faculty from abroad. They are also, I would like to say that their presence in Foundation is virtually through messages is with us. So Foundation Day is definitely a day for everyone to just take a rest, look back, and then plan forward. That is the day. So we have, I can't say that from 2019 I joined, we have done the things in leaps and bounds, but certainly as and when the opportunity came, we have moved forward. A lot of things have happened, particularly the bad patch of the 2 years has not done good for the progress of the institute, certainly. But we have still been able to occupy all the buildings except auditorium and campus, and major part of IPD building is still awaited. So as soon as these things will be completed, we will start in a larger, you can say, the magnitude. But of course, we have developed, we try to chip in and serve the society during COVID pandemic by starting 100-bed COVID IPD facility, and then of course the testing facility of RT-PCR. We are still continuing with the same strength because the area available at present is only this much. So and the OPD is in full swing. We have recruited by now the 3 batches, and we have a student number of 225, and next batch is about to come, for which our team is gearing up how to accommodate in a new facility of generating the hostel. So things are moving, and of course, why to creep for the things which are which have not come up, which are bottleneck for the development of the campus. But anyway, we have to move forward. Our radiation oncology is likely to start by March, but these targets have been failing quite some time. And radiology department is certainly doing very well. We have MRI, CT, and I just know that the waiting list has started. So we are in the process of acquiring another MRI and CT. So intervention radiology has also taken off, but in a lukewarm fashion through our SIAM availability, and with the support CT guided, we have started doing. So I congratulate radiology department for their achievements. And surgery is, of course, bottleneck is of 2 operation theaters, but certainly we have started all the surgical procedures within the framework of our availability of resources. And I only see that to start, we should not stumble. So let us be a little safe in doing the surgical procedures, and not to dare so that we crash land somewhere and get a bad publicity from the society. But definitely we have to move forward. I'm happy to announce that the obstetric and pediatric departments have also taken off in a small manner in the Ayush building, and they are doing well. That is a good thing that obstetric services have started. Now, as far as community-based the RHTC in New Taki and the urban center in the Mangalgiri is also working very well. They are running OPD with the CFM department is really contributing in a good manner, and that service is being provided. Now, our plan is to develop some regional health research center also in near future. So we have moved a proposal like that. Then ophthalmics department has also done well. We have put a proposal, but it has failed somehow. Now, depending upon emergency, the space is not available on the ground floor. I'm a little reluctant at this juncture to open the floodgates for emergency and trauma because we may not be able to admit those patients if suddenly we start getting a lot of emergencies. I will still wait for some more IPD beds to be made available. I have been requesting HSCC as well as ministry that if we can do something on the ground floor and finish off the trauma and emergency area, which will accommodate almost 50 beds also, that will add. So let us see. I mean, in the recent, just 2 days back, we had a review meeting. So based on that, HSCC is still not showing any, you can say, the cooperation to start the finishing of the ground floor. So that is a restricted phenomena. But we have been admitting COVID patients in the past in emergency, but as a, I can say, routine, we have not yet started. So that is the next step which we want to take. And there is some limitation of water availability, because of which campus is not getting activated. Let us see how these things shape up. But certainly in area of research, probably it is too much asking at this juncture to the faculty. But certain facilities have definitely come up. Like in microbiology, we have started bacteriology also, and RT-PCR machines are with them. So technology-wise, we are advancing. So if some good projects can be now planned, so like doing markers and hormonal level, all those facilities are gradually strengthening. So better studies can also be planned as a cohesiveness with the cohesiveness of the department. But definitely, I don't want to encourage this CAP studies, which we have been doing by now, because ultimately they don't land up in getting good publication in any of the good journal. So the whole effort basically was kind of a it's something like publishing a case report gives you not much weightage, although you have to struggle hard and put in all the labor what you have to for a original article also. So the similar kind of effort will fetch you a case report, and then when you will say that I have published this, the people sitting on the opposite side of your table may may not appreciate. So that kind of effort probably should not be ventured. I mean, this is my suggestion to the faculty, that publishing a case report is a good exercise to learn how to write, but should not be the goal. Some doing good clinical study, well planned, and then only you can get a better PubMed index journal. Idea has to be innovative. Definitely, it is very easy to say that idea should be innovative, but I tell you, the ideas cannot be cultivated. They come spontaneously, only based on your background of knowledge, which you try to gather by reading more and more, and becoming, literate. I'll say the literate at the world level. Only then you can think forward. So these are my some ideas, and publishing is very important. Research publishing, because that is what I want to say to everyone, that in your career, due course of time, the whole effort is that you learn something, doing some things in a different manner, and you feel that this is the proper way to help the patients. So all research has to be oriented to the upliftment of healthcare and betterment of the health of the society. That is a very important approach. So when you learn with your experience that if we can do this thing in this manner, then certainly you have to share with the community of your doctors, and to try to convince them that, okay, whatever I'm saying is the better approach for this treatment or methodology or whatever. So for that, you have to put your thoughts in the words, in the similar words and the language, so that others also understand what you have in your mind is transmitted through language and literature to others' mind. Now, this is the process of transmission of your experience and knowledge to the next generation. So that is why the publishing and research is very important. That is should be in your mind, not that you have to simply cultivate research because you have to do it. If you will do in that fashion, I'm sure the efforts will be mediocre only. That is what I can say. And I definitely owe certain words to my students. I know they have struggled in the campus, but the performance is good with the help of guidance of our teachers. And I congratulate them because all the professional exams have finished just now. So all have those who have succeeded, I congratulate them. And those who have not done so well must try to concentrate, I can say. Health, I mean, the medical is a lengthy study course, and building up as a doctor is a very lengthy procedure. So you have to be to have a patience and concentrate more. The courses are becoming very swelled up. They have and a lot of knowledge is required to them. So just have a patience and keep studying. Things are not so bad also. So I congratulate all the persons who have secured good marks and become toppers, as well as who have passed. And then I have to say to those who have not done well, must try hard and get in touch with your teachers. Try to find out that how you can improve. So they will certainly guide you. And at the end, I thank my all dignitaries for coming to our institute and bless us on the occasion of Foundation Day. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir, for those words of encouragement and guidance. I now request our guest of honor, Professor Shashank, sir, to say a few words, please.
Good morning. Respected dignitaries on the dais and the faculty, students and non-faculty of this AIMS Mangalagiri Institute. I just wanted to share some of the views when all of you were not here, and we were at the root and beginning of this AIMS. When the first delegation came from experts delegation, some of the AIMS directors and superintendents, and then architects, some people came. And this site was earmarked by our state government. So our directors, I was working as principal. So our directors asked me to join the meeting. And they said, you will be in Vijayawada, so you can follow. At that time, the directorate was working from Hyderabad and they were just shifting to Vijayawada. So I casually attended. Here in this campus, it was not like this. It was a forest land. It was NDRF area, that is disaster management team. And then we used to have it was a tuberculosis hospital in the beginning, sanatorium, Mangalagiri Sanatorium, popularly known as. And after the our university has been established, so they converted this, that sanatorium model has gone away in the treatment, and they changed it to the Mangalagiri General Hospital. They established 2 medical units and surgical unit and all that. Later, those units have been shifted to Vijayawada main hospital, that is new government hospital. And this became a simple general hospital with few staff members. At that time, the AIMS area, about 25 to 30 acres were allotted to university also. But university did not construct anything. So this site was shown, and this site was agreed by them. And then the state government started issuing, they denotified the university site. And then again, another team came, and then onwards, we thought the dream of getting AIMS into Vijayawada Guntur. So it was previously named as Guntur, but it is actually AIMS Mangalagiri, and that name confirmed later under this PMSSY scheme. So when this thing was coming to reality, I was appointed as nodal officer, not by having any experience or something. just because I am in the nearer medical college. Actually, Guntur Medical College is nearer to this place than Vijayawada. But still, somehow, they chose me due to their belief in me. So when I came, there was no team. There was literally no team. And then I was not even having an official car that was on repair. So I used to take the official driver with my own car and I was coming here. The directorate people, they were telling, anyhow, you are saying anything you want, you ask us. The secretary, principal secretary, madam, all those people were saying that we will help you. But in reality, there was no fax machine, nothing as an office. So we were utilizing the resources, whatever present in this thing, Siddhartha. And then Ravi sir was appointed as the special officer. One day, when I was just leaving the office, suddenly he entered. He was so simple that he just stormed into the Principal Siddhartha Medical College room. I never met him and I don't know that he was appointed. Nothing I don't know. He said, he introduced himself. And I was in the running mood that I have to go to a Scandinavia trip. And I was running to the airport. So I said only one or two words, sir, I am running, I don't know. After coming back, we will talk like that. When we came back, I don't know what he felt on that day. He was not even properly received. So after he came, we discussed it and we came to the site and all that. And he was so simple and this thing. At that time, we were having this Mangalagiri, that is the hospital residing here, that was barely working. Some people were there, but there were very few patients. The compound wall, your compound wall is not there. That was a different compound wall. So to have an idea and all that, we were going and examining these places and all that. At one time, there was a hole in the compound wall. Through that hole, I passed in. I went to the other side. And to my surprise, our director also squeezed into that. Then Ravi sir also came and he was standing by our this thing to examine and all that. So with that enthusiasm and all that, he used to work. And then our government suddenly on the inauguration day and all that, they suddenly introduced a new challenge for us. That new challenge is we will start the AIIMS before the AIIMS come. That is, the real AIIMS has to come here, but we will start the medical college. See, you know, all the government people, people in the press, people outside, everybody is crazy about getting a medical college. So they said, we will start a medical college, AIIMS Medical College, because you have facilities in Vijayawada, you have facilities in Guntur and all that. So we had, the challenge was to establish a temporary AIIMS campus. No, temporary AIIMS campus means there was no place where to accommodate them and all that. We all went to Guntur Medical College and all that. They received coldly. And they were showing some other place, some fever hospital, something. It is not suitable to us. Then the state government really asked us, you go and go to Tenali Hospital, it is good. Actually, Tenali Hospital was good. They showed us the MCH block. No, MCH block funds comes from something else. You can't dismantle all the MCH block and start an anatomy dissection lab or pathology lab like that. So, but still we have to do something. We got the CAD designs and all that. We tried to change and all that, but it was really not feasible. And where to accommodate students and all that. Then another team came, they visited different places. They came to Siddhartha Medical College also. They said, your college is nice, but where to keep the AIIMS? Then Ravi sir and I, we were standing and we were thinking, all the other members went, I said, sir, we made one first floor and it is a octagonal building. Some of you would have seen. On that, some first ground floors were there. The triangle completing the base of the triangles, 8 triangles bases. On that base, we will construct first floor. Then we came up with, I sat with the engineers and we have a rough design and then we propose it to our government. And I said, everybody is crazy to get a AIIMS Medical College than AIIMS itself. See, for our doctors and people in healthcare, we are worried about healthcare. But people outside are worried about medical colleges. So the government said, whatever you want, we will give. Then I proposed a proposal of 6.5 crores. And our own interest also is there because AIIMS will come. In the name of AIIMS temporary accommodation, we will get some more buildings which will be remaining later with Siddhartha. Then we prepared those MOUs. Meanwhile, they saw one building which was coming up in our college, that is super specialty hospital. It was a big team and central secretaries, everybody is there. I refused to accept that as AIIMS temporary campus because if they start AIIMS temporary campus there and all that, the system of developing the theaters, those things will disturb. So I said, sir, this is the dream of 30 years for us to have a specialty hospital. We will not like here. We'll have some other alternate plan. And finally, this plan came to have those first floors. And in that, I have inserted this thing also, lift also, electricity, all those things. And finally, you all saw that. And then where to accommodate students. Then we went on searching for buildings. Finally, we could accommodate them in some gated community. We took rooms and all that. That's how the first batch stayed. And then to tell you, everybody says the project will come and you will do. The AIIMS people were not having money. AIIMS people, they were not having money, I will tell you. Even the furniture from Siddhartha we bought. Because it was mentor was some other institute, Raipur or this thing. And there is no finance people, there is no special grants, the channels and all that were not made. And same time, they said our state government will help. That's all in papers, but nothing in the principal's hand. So finally, it was very difficult to arrange. We from directorate, we gave money for that temporary accommodation, and then we accommodated them. And then suddenly they said it is only for 1 year, and this campus was not ready. We have to bring all those people here, everything. And then the AIIMS project was delaying because of the financial thing, the support from the governments. There were some problems with the different state government and central government. These people were delaying. The first thing we got it done is a road was passing here, and then there was electrical poles. The first thing is to move the electrical poles. That grant we got first for this aim from our state government. Then substations and all that. So these things were taking a lot of time. We conducted many these things. We fortunately at that time we had a good health minister. So and these police department that they were also not ready to sacrifice these borders. And there was a big this thing between state and them. So after overcoming this, the road became a problem. There is a road from Mangalgiri side to the hospital, and this road has to be removed. You know, funnily, this place comes under 3 villages: Atmakuru, Mangalgiri, and Tadepalli. We have to go and conduct meetings there and then take NOC letters to remove the road. Otherwise, the buildings will not get permission. So all these things were in the beginning, initial hiccups. And then slowly the real AIMS director came. The deputy director came first. He was very active, he was working, and he has been assigned with extra job. Now, to prevent our director to work, they have also assigned him another 2 aims. The burden is kept more on the people who are working, so they cannot fully. I was also having other jobs along with this, along with this nodal officer job. I had to work as principal. I was having work in university. So it was a lot of pressure. In that pressure, this was slowly evolving. So I just wanted to share these thoughts. The project's maintenance is different, and bringing up the project individual, mostly those people are not referred anywhere, any building anywhere you see, they are not referred. But initial this thing, but it was giving a lot of satisfaction, because from the days when we were writing entrances on that, AIMS was a dream. Now AIMS is coming to Vijayawada. This is our happiness. So we used to, like a brick in the walls of AIMS. We will be also remembered. Our director used to tell that way. We will be remembered. And most of the times we worked before our director came. We were working with Ravi sir, and I cannot forget his this thing. He used to make that NAT charts, that time limits, and always we were behind it. Due to the financial crunch was there, then sand crunch was there. People were there and sand was not there. AIMS own sand also they could not move. That some problem was there. Then this people were there, but COVID is there, and that COVID protocols. So that all project has delayed by 2 years. But anyhow, by seeing all these things, I am very, very happy. And our efforts have fruitfully came. And I am sure that all of you will take the AIMS Mangalgiri forward. And in South India, I think this is the earliest AIMS. And that name should be kept, and both at the clinical side as well as the medical education side. I am very thankful to the organizers to giving me the opportunity to share my thoughts. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for taking us down that memory lane and enlightening us about the amount of efforts that went into making this dream a reality. I'd like to welcome our Deputy Director of Administration, Shri Anshuman Gupta, sir, who has just joined us. Being a leader of an institute in its budding years is very hard. You have to have a deep sense of commitment, belief, and be able to see the institute go through all the ups and downs. Our President, Sir Professor T.S. Ravikumar, has been the backbone of this institute since its inception. Sir, I request you to deliver the keynote address and take us through the videos of the global visiting faculty. For this, I request the dignitaries on dais to please be seated in the sofa in the front to view the screen.
My screen is still, is it on? Yeah, thank you. Very good morning to all of you. Greetings from afar, and I'm sorry that I couldn't be with you in person today, even though I had planned 2 days ago. I had to change my plans due to the COVID circumstances. Respected director, respected deans and dignitaries and other members of AIMS family. It's a distinct honor to be with you today. And some of my remarks which I wanted to make has been made easy by Dr. Sashank's remarks down the memory lane. Except I will touch on a couple of things I joined as an advisor and special officer in February or March 2017. So along with Dr. Shashank and Dr. Babji, we are probably the three oldest architects of this institute. Oldest not only chronologically, I probably am oldest, but in terms of joining the institute early in its inception. So little did I realize when government asked me to take on this responsibility as an advisor on an honorary basis, that this would become another full-time job for me. I was serving as a vice chancellor at SWIMS in Tirupati, and I was asked to serve this as an advisor and special officer, and I readily accepted and went to Delhi in February, the day after they asked me to come. And then March, I started 2017 in campus design. We engaged an international consultant, and the design was finalized in quick order. That design consultant, after global search, happened to be from New York. So during my own personal trip to New York in April 2017, I visited their offices. I'm adding these dimensions to what Dr. Shashank would not have known, so I will not belabor the point Dr. Shashank mentioned. So I went to visit their offices in downtown Manhattan. I reviewed some of the buildings they have constructed, including Stanford University, Memorial Sloan Kettering, North Shore Health System, Emergency Systems. And I was very happy they are among the world's best. And this was chosen by the government of India before my joining. I only validated their presence. There were a lot of hiccups for the international consultants who work in India. Many of the ideas and my dream in the pipe dream will remain a pipe dream, how I wanted the campus to be, but at least some of it has rubbed off. And so this was one dimension. And second is that I had to go, the campus meetings were, design meetings were done in Delhi. So I had to go twice a month to the meetings, 2 days a month. I have to come to the campus. In fact, when I have a first photo of just the barren land with the old wall that Shashank mentioned, with a car that I hired from Tirupati to come here. Again, I didn't want to use the SWIMS car. I had to use a personal, rental car. And that was, I have a photo of just myself in the barren land. And I have also a photo of the three of us, Shashank, Babji and myself, with our evening shadow casting over the land. And those are all happy memories as well. Like in any project, when you have to dream big and to make the dream come reality, it's hard work. And I was reading, I'm rereading now my autobiography by Mahatma Gandhi last week. And he wanted to think big. And one of the things I came off is, he says, we can't be Triton among the minnows. To be a Triton among the minnows means that you have to accept mediocrity. He wanted us to eschew. Eschew means you reject that idea that you don't want to be mediocre. So keep this in mind. We don't want to be a Triton among the minnows. So good enough is not enough, in my opinion. So you need to always strive for the best possible. So I will have three messages before we go on to the couple of the videos, not the people are participating virtually. I just want to say that my role as an advisor, special officer, turned into the president in November of 2018. And we were able to activate the first batch of students in August 2018. And at that time, I served as an advisor. There was no director and no dean was appointed. And then in November, I'm thankful to the government of India for making me the president of the institute. And since the director has joined, my role has shifted to be able to having the institute being run and be involved in day-to-day operations, to my role as a mentor in the overall development, but not to be operations and the daily and the CEO job is left to the director. And the institute, as you know, is made of the institute body. And the institute body then descends into the content, which is not just the buildings. The building institute, the aims is not just the buildings, it is the content. It is what we have inside. the content of the character, and the people, the human resources were the most valuable. And as we overcome hiccups along the way to help to shape the institute in a physical sense, we need to also ask our question. The director has asked some questions himself, say, why we have to make some progress, we have bottlenecks. Yes, I think that is what we have to do. You have to be self-introspect in terms of how we are doing on this foundation day. And second message I want to give is a raison d'etre. The reason to belong. What is our raison d'etre? We have to ask. AIIMS has to be a citadel. AIIMS has to be an institute of higher learning without walls. And we also have to ask, just like people have come so far, have contributed, the institute has a responsibility in reverse to fulfill the ambitions of all the stakeholders. So we need to ask ourselves, because I have some concern that we are not having our massive transformative purpose that I enunciated, MTP, is creating happy communities through health. So while we have to create happy communities around us through health, we have to make sure that's internal happiness, internal harmony. So please ask your question that are we doing well by each and every one who's contributing? If so, we have to address. We need to have a more robust, user-friendly, staff-friendly, faculty-friendly, human resource friendly grievance redressal mechanism. And that is coming only out of mutual respect. And that is one message I want to give. The second message is our director already mentioned. We need to accelerate things, not to be hamstrung and have bottlenecks. If your finance committee as well as in our institute body last month, we have put the timeline as March to have the full-fledged, at least limited number of beds, full-fledged inpatient services, which is lacking now. And the facilities inside the campus has to be improved for the faculty and staff and students. And all these are pending. Some of them we can address, some of them will take time, but we cannot just accept that status quo. And in terms of the hospital, as you all know, I'm passionate about quality and safety, and we need to activate things which are safety nets in the hospital like Code Blue. We need to have patient files available at the point of care, and we need to have regular department-wide meetings, interdepartmental meetings, and we need to move all the missions forward. And we are pleased that we have the three deans who will function as co-equals. So with that, we need to accelerate the academics, research, examinations, and the method of pedagogy in a higher level. So with Shashank telling all this history, I will not go into the detail, except that to state that I'm probably the only president who have been involved right in the beginning from the ground level among all the AIIMS. And I would like to keep that honor, badge of honor as the founding president of the institute, all of you, the director, the deans, the faculty, the students, the staff. So I want the founding batch of students to be the ambassadors for change. And please carry the brand forward in multiple levels in the decades to come when I may not be alive. So the founding students, first batch, has a big responsibility to create a robust alumnus, to create the brand, to be mentors for the other students to come, to become leaders in the healthcare in the future. So they will say they came from AIIMS Mangalagiri. Now this person is the director of this institute in India or abroad. So last part of what I want to say is that we are a learning health system. Any system that is a learning health system and learning organization will become the best. That will involve that you will read as much as possible, think of what is required, accept your gaps, fill the gaps internally, and get these things filled from around the world. So in that quest, my role now is to mentorship for programs and excellence along with the director and the deans and the heads of the department, to every one of you. And in order to become a learning health system, we need to be partnering with the global best, the best in India and best in the world. So I will start with a couple of slides, and we will have a video message from some of the visiting professors we are appointing. And this is just the beginning. Don't say this is an accomplishment. This is just a launch for the work ahead. The work is yet to be done. So can I have the first slide of a learning health system? Vikash, can you have the first slide? Next slide, can you move? Yeah, here I'm saying that, no, the first slide, the map, please. Keep the map. The previous slide, the map slide. Here, the aims for global footprint. It rhymes well, but I'm just showing the arrows, and the list of institutes that we have established is shown here, about 12 of them, 13 going on, 13. The initial ones are from India, IIT Chennai, NID Vijayawada, we just spoke about, the director is here. And the three aims, we are collaborating under the rubric of Implementation Research Associates for Patient and Public Safety. So the best practices are best in paper, but they are not best practices until they are implemented. That is the goal for establishing this implementation research. And the next, number 6, is the WHO. A group of 8 of you joined me in participating with the WHO in Global Patient Safety Curriculum, interprofessional curriculum. And the next 5, 6 of them are from global outreach. The reason many of these arrows going to the US is not because I'm US centric, because of my career was always in the US. I'm using my links to bring it to the better for the aims. So ultimately, as I mentioned, every institute of higher learning should think global and act local. So the global presence is to bring the best from the globe, to act the best for the local into the community that we serve. And you will hear from some of them that we're going to establish local cohorts for disease tracking over the years to come. And then we have 4 institutes. I'm going to mention them: University of Illinois, Michigan, Case Western, Mount Sinai, Hofstra Northwell, and American Heart Association. So with that, can we go to the next few slides? And we will have videos from each of the participating institutions. The goal for some of the institutional collaborations is not just find an MOU itself, but find a point person, a leader from each of the institute, appoint them as visiting professors, link them to the local, what I call affinity group, so they can start working with each other. So can we go through the next few slides to mention about each one of them? Dr. Rajiv Saran is endowed chair of nephrology and epidemiology and medicine, University of Michigan. He serves as a director for the CDC Kidney Surveillance Renal Data Systems in the US. His focus is on population health, disease surveillance, and implementation science. In AIMS, I'm proposing that he will have affinity group. That doesn't mean he will interact only with this group. Anyone having an idea that is striking can go and interact. That will be having no hierarchy here in research. The affinity groups he will have is in nephrology, community family medicine, medicine and pediatrics. His role will be establishing strong ties between AIMS Mangalagiri and University of Michigan. Because of his involvement in global teamwork and CDC and CKD, he will help in our teamwork network development in the US and India. And his role will also be in educating the students, PG and faculty in CKD and other non-communicable diseases. He will work with me also. I'm very much interested, and all of you, in developing population cohorts and implementation science. The next one is Ernesto Momenti. Ernesto was my recruitment almost 15 years ago, maybe more than 15 years ago. The next slide. He is trained in South America, Italy, and US in best of the institutions. I was planning to start a multi-organ system transplant program in New York among a 14 hospital network. He was my first recruitment to serve as a director for kidney transplantation. And since then, he has taken a bigger role as a system chief in surgical innovation. His focus is on organ transplant techniques and outcomes. When you are going to see his video momentarily, when you see his video, the books behind him are all the books written by him in transplantation. And his role here would be working with anatomy, surgery, nephrology, and transplantation to start with, to develop a multi-organ transplant at AIIMS Mangalagiri over the next 5 years. And he will set up bilateral exchange programs and system-wide collaborations between us and in the US. And he will enhance innovations in pedagogy, clinical models, and the technology. The next faculty who will be serving from University of Illinois is Vemery Murthy. He is a local son of the soil in emergency medicine in University of Illinois, Chicago. And he has a name in global network in community CPR and resuscitation. He will work with anesthesia, community family medicine, and emergency medicine in teaching and training emergency systems, and expanding our role in community CPR and facilitate a broader MOU between University of Illinois. I'm working with the dean as well as an emergency chairman in Illinois to help us in standard operating procedures. The next one is Varun Sundaram. He happened to be one of my students in the older times, and he is quickly shot up in the national level in Case Western Reserve University and University of Cleveland Hospital in Ohio. Next slide, please. And Varun is a young upcoming faculty and did the PhD, I believe, in University of London, if not mistaken. He came back to the US and he's a director of advanced heart failure program in Case Western. His focus is on heart failure, community heart health, and epidemiology. His affinity group is listed here: family medicine, cardiology, and medicine. He is very much interested. He has a grant in capacity building in translational research and clinical investigator program. Maybe down the line, we will establish MD, PhD program, clinician investigator track, and he will involve himself in the direct now on online and near future to be present here in student teaching and PG teaching. And he'll develop a care model continuum in heart failure and linking the hub to the heart. The next one is Dr. Wallace, but we have recently given appointments to all of them. Arun Nandi is more into operations than in academics. He's a director of emergency medicine West Campus at Mount Sinai. And he and I go a long way because he's one of alumni of JIPMER. He came to JIPMER to establish an emergency medicine program. And his focus will be in launch tertiary. I'm hoping that he will see services, which is a very big program in Mount Sinai, Icahn School of Health in New York with AIIMS Mangalagiri. With that, can we now have Vikash, a few minute video from each one of them because of the time difference and linkage problems. We have a video recording from each one of them given to us yesterday and a few days before. And the existing collaborations have to be strengthened in IIT, NID in terms of system design for patient safety, IRAPS group, as well as other institutes Southwestern American Heart Association is going to donate us resuscitation program, and we have to put together a program with the WHO to become the WHO collaborating center for patient safety. That is our intermediate term goal. And I'm working with the University of Texas Southwestern, which has 4 Nobel laureates. And I visited them, and I came, and 2 years ago in December, I gave a presentation to all of you, how you should form an affinity group with UT Southwestern. So can we start the videos?
Hello, everyone. How are you? All of you at AIMS Mangalagiri. I am Dr. Rajiv Saran, calling in from the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor, Michigan. And I'm delighted and honored to be in your midst today, albeit virtually, from a long distance, from overseas. It's indeed an honor to be here. And I'm very grateful, particularly to Professor T.S. Ravi Kumar, who I've known for a few years now, when he was director at JIPMER Pondicherry. I'm also I'm a product of JIPMER Pondicherry. I'm proud to say that. And during my last visit there, I was inspired to see what Professor Ravi Kumar had achieved in that institution. And over a very short time period, he made some transformative changes. And 2 words that come to my mind when I think of him is dynamic and visionary. I'm also very grateful to be in communication and emails that I have received from Professor Mukesh Tripathi, director, and the 3 deans that have been formally instituted at your prestigious institute. Professor Ghoshal, Professor Deepthi in research, Dr. Ghoshal, Dean of Academics, and Dr. Dash, Dean of Examinations. I think all 3 areas are extremely important for an academic institution. And I want to acknowledge my communications and interest in collaborating with Dr. Uttara Das, Professor Uttara Das, Head of Department of Nephrology at AIMS Mangalagiri since September of last year. So I'm really looking forward to visiting AIMS Mangalagiri in the not too distant future. I'd like to partner with your institution in areas of teaching and research. My research area is kidney disease, but I'm generally very interested in chronic diseases. I'm very interested in preventing disease, and population health. So both clinical research and population-based research. I'm intrigued by the idea of the learning health system and fascinated by Professor Ravi Kumar's vision of establishing the implementation science research and population cohort development in the surrounding regions and in partnership with other All India institutes. I'm acutely aware that Andhra Pradesh is the hotbed of kidney disease in the nation, and it may be Providence that is inviting me to collaborate with the institution to serve in partnership with you and at least make a small dent in the significant problem that exists in your part of the world with respect to kidney disease, and I'm sure other chronic and acute diseases. Of course, COVID being the prime example of the latter. Should our relationship and should my appointment as a visiting professor come to pass, I look forward to working with students, residents, postgraduate trainees, and faculty as the opportunities will arise. I think genuine networks, collaboration in the spirit of service can lead to transformative change. And I hope to be able to facilitate and synergize collaborations with the institution that I belong to here, the University of Michigan. You can see our campus in the background behind me. And the city of Ann Arbor is a very vibrant place, and I hope that we can at some point have exchange of scholars back and forth between the institutions. With that, and in the interest of time, I'd like to close. And we look forward to working with you closely in the coming months and years. So thank you very much. And it's been my honor and privilege to be part of your momentous celebrations today. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hello, Ernesto Momenti. I'm System-Wide Director of Surgical Innovations and Vice Chair of Surgery at Northwell Health. Today, I wanted to congratulate the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Mangalagiri, its president, Professor Dr. T.S. Ravikumar, its director, Professor Dr. Mukesh Tripathi, the academic, research, and examination deans on the Foundation Day celebrations of such an outstanding institute. I've been reading and admiring your work over the past years. I had the fortune to be able to work with Dr. Ravi Kumar when he was chair of surgery here in New York. I was able to learn from him his outstanding initiatives on quality of care, on patient safety, his globalization of these initiatives. And now I look forward to the collaboration of both of our institutions. I look forward to continue to learn from you. I look forward to our sharing of ideas. Ravi, Mukesh, we have an incredible future ahead. Let's make use of it and let's change the way healthcare is provided worldwide. Bye-bye.
Good morning. Honorable dignitaries, President, Director, Deans, faculty, and trainees of AIIMS Mangalagiri. Greetings from Chicago. Happy New Year. Nutana Samvatsara Makara Sankranti Subhakangshala. I am delighted and privileged to address you on the Foundation Day of AIIMS, the location where AIIMS stands tall today, where I served as a visiting professor. Being also an alumnus of AIIMS New Delhi in general surgery residency, it gives me greater pleasure to serve another AIIMS as a visiting professor. I am thankful to the AIIMS governing body for giving me this opportunity to share my US training and teaching experience in the field of resuscitation medicine, specifically in cardiocerebral resuscitation, and to gain more knowledge from Indian peers. In this day and age of rapidly evolving scientific and technological advances, international affiliations are the conduits for sharing evidence-based knowledge for faster results as they unify the multiple silos of knowledge from various directions. It is crucial to think globally and act locally. Any project needs to be tailored to specific country needs and resources for sustainable results. The successful international medical institutional partnerships are based on this premise. As a faculty in the Department of Emergency Medicine at the University of Illinois College of Medicine, Chicago, I am looking forward to an ongoing affiliation of AIIMS and UIC coming to fruition soon. Thanks to President Dr. Ravikumar's leadership and vision, the initial discussions have been very productive, involving the UIC leadership, represented by the Chief Medical Officer and Professor and Head of Emergency Department, Dr. Terry Vandenhoek, and Senior Associate Dean for Technological Innovation and Training, and Professor, Department of Microbiology and Immunology, Dr. Belur Prabhakar. The University of Illinois has a proven track record of successful Indo-US medical institutional affiliations, such as a recently accomplished multi-million initiative in Bengaluru, namely Heart Rescue India. We are looking forward to developing the state-of-the-art emergency medicine department, Atyavasara Vaidya Vibhagam, and affiliated services and advanced research, among others. The evidence-based projects will be designed involving the three pillars of best medical practices to enhance patient outcomes, namely the physician pillar, the allied healthcare professionals pillar, and the community pillar. Bystander CPR and heart health community programs are also our priorities. On a personal note, having been involved with Indian medical universities, hospitals, and community projects in teaching and training programs for some time, the celebration is truly a personal landmark event for me. I am looking forward to participating in virtual teaching programs at AIIMS as a prelude to in-person visits when COVID-19 pandemic abates. I look forward to a brighter future for the Institute and wish you the best on this historic occasion. And finally, as Hippocrates said, wherever the art of medicine is loved, there is also a love of humanity. This is our vision at AIIMS Mangalagiri. Thank you. Dhanyavadalu.
Good morning, everyone. It is a pleasure to speak to you on the Foundation Day of AIIMS Mangalagiri. First of all, I would like to thank Dr. Ravi Kumar, the President and Chairman of the Institute and Governing Body, Director of the Institute, Dr. Tripathi, Dean of Academics, Dr. Joy Ghoshal, Dean of Research, Dr. Deepthi Vepakoma, and the Dean of Examinations, Dr. Dash, for this opportunity to speak to you. About a year ago, Dr. Ravi Kumar expressed an interest in a bilateral collaboration between cardiovascular research team at the Case Western Reserve University, Cleveland, and AIIMS Mangalagiri. He also invited me to join as a visiting faculty here at Mangalagiri. I have to say it's truly an honor for me to come on board at this Institute of National Importance, as this gives us a wonderful platform to establish a collaborative teaching, training, and research programs for the medical students and residents. There are two key aspects of this collaboration which I would like to elaborate on. The first key aspect is the capacity building with regards to teaching and education for medical students and residents. Here, we intend to focus on the fundamental principles and the clinical aspects of cardiovascular medicine through regular interactive seminars. Additionally, we are particularly enthusiastic about imparting the first principles of clinical research. Through several research training sessions, we hope to provide the tools for trainees to become good consumers of clinical research, and in this process, inspire them to become independent physician investigators and possibly international leaders in clinical research. Given the current constraints of the pandemic, we will start with the lectures via virtual sessions this year and then move to a hybrid model in the future sessions. Moving on to the next important aspect, which should be an integral part of collaboration, is a focus on building research platforms. Here, we would like to primarily focus on population science research, that is cardiovascular epidemiology, our area of expertise, with a particular emphasis on heart failure and cardiac electrophysiology. This will involve building prospective heart failure registries, enrolling patients from Mangalagiri, and in the future, hopefully genetic biobanks of the local population to understand the true nature of cardiovascular disease through combined grant mechanisms. Through this collaboration with students and faculty, we hope to gain a better understanding of vital research questions which are truly pertinent to the Indian context, which is vital for this entire research mechanism. Finally, I really look forward to being a catalyst for this collaboration to grow beyond the individuals involved to a longer-term institutional collaboration that is mutually beneficial and encouraging knowledge transfer across both the systems. So thank you very much for this opportunity, and I really look forward to meeting all of you soon.
Good day and greetings to all of you from New York City. I am honored and delighted to be here today with you all for the Foundation Day celebrations for AIIMS Mangalagiri. My name is Arun Nandi. I'm the Associate Professor for Emergency Medicine at the Icahn School of Medicine and also the Arnold Institute of Global Health at Mount Sinai in New York. I'm grateful to all of you for giving me this opportunity. My thanks to Dr. Ravi Kumar, President of AIIMS, who I have known for the best part of 2 decades as a surgeon and as a collaborator in global health. My thanks to Director Dr. Tripathi, and also to all the deans of all the departments. My journey started not far from here at JIPMER Pondicherry, where I did my residency and MS in general surgery. Then moved on to Trinidad and then to the United Kingdom to complete my training and my FARCS in plastics, reconstruction, and trauma. My career in emergency medicine started in the United States, and I moved on to leadership positions in various organizations there, and then at Mount Sinai in 2019 when I became the director at their West Side campus. That was the start of the COVID epidemic and a trial by fire, the likes of which I hope to never see again. In the field of global health, my passion and my interest lies in developing systems of care delivery in trauma and emergency medicine. And as the Deputy Ambassador to India and the Ambassador to Sri Lanka from the American College of Emergency Physicians International Section, I have been involved for about 10 years on the subcontinent on various projects. At my alma mater in JIPMER, in Nepal, and also in Sri Lanka. In India, the economic burden of injury is staggering, a whole 3% of the GDP, and with trauma being the second most common cause of death for those under the age of 5. With a 52% increase in the injury burden since 2002, this is indeed an epidemic that needs to be addressed and addressed now. My expertise has been focused on designing and improving operations with an emphasis on structure, on efficiency, and accountability. I hope to work with you all, with your medical superintendent, to augment, improve, and optimize clinical services as we move on this journey. I'm keen also to work with the deans in the fields of education for training and supervision. This pandemic has been very disruptive, has caused much grief, and we have not been able to visit each other personally as we always wanted to. But it has also enabled us to enhance our virtual capabilities just as we are doing today. And I hope that before we start our projects working side by side, we shall continue this journey virtually and then in person. I look forward and I'm excited to be with you and your faculty. I wish to thank you all again for this opportunity to be part of your community and to be part of this build as we continue forwards.
So that concludes my talk. I thank all of you and I look forward to interacting with groups virtually and in presence myself. So we'll take this thing forward. As I mentioned, we have not accomplished anything yet. All the work is ahead of us to make each one of you in the institute to be the leader in your own way and to be part of a system that is not only a learning system, a system that is keeps moving forward, learning from not only outside, learning from within, so that the transformation happens from within. So I wish you all good speed, happy Foundation Day, and we'll keep in close touch going forward. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. As always, you have motivated us to do things we thought we could never do. Moving on to the next event, which is much awaited by our students, the award ceremony. I again request Director Sir, Dean Academics, Professor Joy Sir, Professor Shekhar Mukherjee Sir, and Professor Shashank Sir to come on to the dais, please. I request the students to come on stage to receive their certificates as I call their names out. So let's begin with the first year MBBS toppers. We have Ms. Varshita K, who has secured the first rank in first MBBS. A big round of applause, please. Ms. Varshita has also secured the highest marks in anatomy, physiology, and biochemistry. I request Ms. Varshita to stay back. The second rank was secured by Mr. Vivek Chowdhury, who is unable to be here because of ill health. I request Ms. Varshita to collect certificates on his behalf. Mr. Vivek Chowdhury also has secured the second highest marks in anatomy, physiology, and biochemistry. Congratulations. Coming to the second year toppers. The first rank was secured by Ms. Leah Aji. Oh, I'm so sorry. The third rank of first year MBBS was secured by Ms. V. Srinija. Pardon me for that. Congratulations, Srinija. So moving on to the second year toppers. Ms. Leah Aji has secured the highest rank, highest marks in second year MBBS. She has also got the highest marks in pathology, pharmacology, microbiology, and forensic medicine. The second rank goes to Mr. K. Chandrasekhar. He has also secured the second highest marks in pharmacology and microbiology. The third rank goes to Ms. Sneha Chowdhury, who has also secured the second highest marks in forensic medicine and toxicology. The second highest marks in pathology is secured by Mr. Surya Prasad Sarangi. A big round of applause for all the toppers. We now move on to the next set of awards. It is for the guides of the ICMR short-term studentship project selected in 2020. I call upon Dr. Naga Guhan from the Department of Biochemistry for guiding Ms. Sanjana Sahu on is fasting mandatory to measure lipid profile and assess atherogenesis risk. I call upon Professor Sushil Sharma, Head of the Department of Pharmacology, for guiding Ms. Kathy Garg on a study to investigate the conformity of drug labels to regulatory guidelines in India. We have Dr. Madhav Rao from the Department of Pharmacology, who's guided Ms. Leah Aji on the determinants of medication adherence among hypertensive patients using Moresky medication scale. We have Dr. Sendil Kumar from the Department of Physiology, who's guided Ms. Vijay Lakshmi on the evaluation of postural intervention and its influence on cognition and behavior among students. I call upon Dr. Satyanarayana from the Department of Community and Family Medicine, who has guided Ms. Suprabha Sinha on the effect of pre and postprandial blood glucose levels on thyroid stimulating hormone and free thyroxine. We have Dr. Montosh Chakrabarti from the Department of Biochemistry. Sir is unable to be present here because of ill health, so I request Dr. Bari Siddiq to collect the certificate on his behalf. The topic for his project was corrected glycation gap as a risk predictor for nephrology and atherosclerosis lipid profile in diabetes. And on behalf of Dr. Shankaran, I request Dr. Prithvinath from the Department of Radiology to please collect the certificate for his STS project titled A Study to Compare the Third Trimester Fetal Biometric Parameters with Maternal Age. I'm very happy to say that I have been fortunate to guide Ms. Shaista Najib on mapping the thickness of retinal layers in Indian eyes. We have two projects which were selected, but we do not have the guides here because of various reasons. So the other two guides are Dr. Purushottam Lingaya from the Department of Orthopedics and Dr. Sharmila Arun Babu from the Department of Obstetrics. I request Dr. Naga Guhans to please accept certificates on their behalf. Dr. Sushil Sharma, sir. Just for a photograph, Dr. Sushil Sharma, sir, can you please come? Thank you very much, dignitaries. Next, we move on to the launch of the second MBBS student handbook. For this, I request Dr. Anil Reddy, Assistant Dean, to conduct the event.
Honorable President, sir, Director, sir, and distinguished guest, dear senior faculty and the faculty colleagues, non-teaching staff, and my dear students, good morning, one and all. It is my great pleasure to welcome you all for the release of first edition of the second MBBS Students Handbook, AIIMS Mangalagiri. Yet important and another milestone achieved by the academic section of AIIMS Mangalagiri under the dynamic leadership of Dr. Joy A. Ghoshal, Dean Academics. As you are aware, AIIMS granted autonomy by the Act of Parliament, which means the institute determines the curriculum, syllabi, and frame the guidelines for the conduct of examinations. The first batch of MBBS students inducted on 30th August 2018, the curriculum and the syllabus prepared by the faculty of the preclinical subjects were approved by the first standing academic committee held on 29 June 2019. To provide the overview of the course and the complete details of academic year, it was thought to provide the common handbook to our students. The second MBBS Students Handbook is a prolongation of the first MBBS Student Handbook, which was released in the month of March 2020 on the occasion of the celebration 2020. Once the third MBBS Handbook get ready, all about MBBS at AIIMS Mangalagiri book will be released subsequently after consolidating all three handbooks. As you read this book, you will find the competency-based curriculum in the subject of pathology, pharmacology, microbiology, and forensic medicine and toxicology, which deals topic-based hourly breakup, 3 level of competencies, which includes must know, desirable to know, and nice to know, and the domains of knowledge, skill, attitude, and communication, teaching learning methods, assessment methods, and integration of teaching. It also consists of vision, general instructions, recommended books, formative assessment details of the individual department, and the guidelines for conduct of second MBBS professional examination. I hope the students and faculty will surely be beneficial and appreciate the initiation of the academic section. Yet the handbook to be approved by the Board of Studies, like a movie teaser on this occasion of Foundation Day celebrations. We are releasing the handbook in due course of the time with the due approvals from the Board of Studies and the Standing Academic Committee. It will be circulated to the all concerned. With this preamble, I am pleased to welcome our Honorable Director, Sir, Dean Academics, Dean Examination, Dean Research, and the heads of concerned departments to release the first edition of the second MBBS handbook. I also request Dr. Arup, the second MBBS academic coordinator, to join, please.
Thank you very much. I request Dean Research, Dr. Deepti Madam, to stay back for the release of the newsletter.
Good morning to one and all. We know that Foundation Day, as Sir had pointed out, is a day of celebration. We also heard the journey of how our institution started, so it's a day of introspection. And also, I would like to say a day of aspiration. In the natural growth of any institute, I think having a magazine is something that reflects the ethos and the personality beyond the academics. And I think even schools, colleges do have their own. So with that aim in mind, we work towards bringing and having our own magazine. And I'm very happy that on Foundation Day, we're able to start off with it. Most important, none of this could have happened without our director actually saying yes without asking any questions. I just went to Sir and said, "Sir, we had this in mind, can we start?" And Sir just said, "Do it." He trusted that it will be done and there were no questions asked. And Sir, I'm extremely grateful to you for that. I would also like to thank our president. Sir has been very cooperative. He was very inquisitive and also extremely encouraging. So with that, I'd like to say I would like to ask Sir to actually formally open this magazine by clicking on it, because this is going to be an e-magazine in keeping with the trend that we want this to be a green campus. We don't want to have any printed copies of it. And last but not the least, I think I'm standing here just as a facilitator. This is something that is of AIMS Mangalagiri family. It is for the AIMS family. And it is also that by our participation, it should be something that we make it our own. ये PDF आपको इसको ना please do read it. I think we've thought a lot behind trying to conceive a name and something that would reflect what we want going forth. So we'll circulate it to everyone by email and also through your mobile. So take time to read, and thank you so much for everybody who has contributed. It's all your work.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, sir. Innovation is taking two things that exist and putting them together in a new way. Today, we have with us a young innovator, Mr. Shubham Panwar of second NBBS, who has designed an app for medical students called the Alphabet app under the guidance of Department of Pharmacology and Professor Sushil Sharma. Can we have Mr. Shubham Panwar answer?
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. When you talk of a second year MBBS who just enters pharmacology, the autonomic nervous system is one of the most challenging chapters. The AIDS with its sympathetic system, parasympathetic system, plenty of receptors, each receptor innervating almost all the organs of the body and producing some action. And a student has to remember everything. And even after repeated revisions, we have seen that the students struggle with remembering what each receptor does in each organ of the body. So when Shubham came to me trying to do something, he is good at computers, so he wanted to create something. So we thought that creating an application where the students can practice themselves hands-on. They can actually click a button, and what happens when you click that particular receptor in that particular organ, whether it's heart, whether it's liver, whether it's kidneys, and trying to see what happens when you stimulate that particular receptor. So that was something which we wanted to create. And I'm very happy to say that Shubham has created an application where the students can actually see the effect of the sympathetic receptors hands-on. It is an application that can be put on any computer, and the students can practice multiple times. And we will be in the Department of Pharmacology making it as part of computer-assisted learning. So I just call upon Shubham to say a few words.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, everybody. First of all, I would like to thank the Department of Pharmacology, especially Dr. Sushil sir, for helping me and guiding me in building this app. And I always wanted to do something for my college, and sir has helped me a lot in this. Then secondly, our respected director sir, I would like to thank him and our dean sir for approving this computer-assisted learning program. Thank you very much.
So maybe we'll just request our director sir to just come and do the honor of starting the application. And then sir, he will also, sir, please. And we have a small walkthrough video, which we will just show on the screen so that all of us, we have an idea as to what exactly does the application do. Sir.
I must congratulate this boy that he has done a good thought process, given a thought process of developing app, which is educative as well as, it is reproducible to all the students. So they can quickly see. I saw the demonstration. I really liked it. So I will ask him only to start. This is the best thing I can offer to him. Thank you.
Hi everyone, welcome to Alphabet, an application based on the functions of alpha and beta receptors stimulation on different organs of a human being. Made by Shubham Banwal, a student of 2019 batch in association with Department of Pharmacology, AIIMS Mangalgiri. We have taken reference from the 13th edition of the Goodman and Gilman's Pharmacological Basis of Therapeutics. As you all know, that we have two types of receptors in sympathetic nervous system, which are alpha and beta. On clicking alpha button, we will see this kind of screen. Firstly, I will brief you about the effect of alpha stimulation on heart. Here you can see a heart with a normal heart rate. After clicking the alpha stimulation button, we will see that there is no action on heart, as the alpha receptors are not present on the heart and the heart rate remains normal. Now we will see the action of beta on heart. Here you can see the heart is beating at its normal rate, but after stimulating beta, we will see positive chronotropic action, positive inotropic action, and positive dromotropic action. In this ECG, you can see increased heart rate. Now we will see the action of alpha on other organs. Now we will click on the eye button. Please observe this left image of the eye carefully. After alpha stimulation, here you can see the size of the pupil is increasing. So contraction of dilator pupillae muscle will lead to mydriasis, which is the function of alpha-1 receptor, as well as decrease in aqueous humor secretion will be there. Now we will see the action of beta on eye. After stimulating beta receptor, no effect on pupil size, but there will be increase in aqueous humor secretion through beta 2 receptor. Now we will see the action of alpha on the blood vessel. Now please observe this blood vessel on the left side. After stimulating alpha, here you can see the blood pressure has increased because of vasoconstriction. Constriction of arterioles and veins causes increase in blood pressure by the combined effect of alpha-1 and alpha-2 receptors. Now we will see the action of beta on blood vessels. After clicking on the beta stimulation button, there will be decrease in BP due to dilatation of arterioles and veins due to the effect of beta 2 receptors. Now what will be the effect of alpha stimulation on lungs? As you can see, there is no effect on lungs. But after stimulating beta receptor in lungs, there will be bronchodilation by the action of beta 2 receptors.
Now we will see the action of alpha on urinary bladder. After stimulating the alpha receptor, there will be contraction of sphincter and trigone of bladder and prostate gland. Hence, it will lead to decreased micturition as the output of the bladder will be closed. Now on beta stimulation, there will be relaxation of detrusor muscles by the action of beta 2 receptors. So there will be same action as of alpha. There are other organs also on which the effect of alpha and beta receptors can be studied by using this application. Thank you.
Thank you, Shubham. That was very impressive. I'm sure a lot of students are going to benefit with your app. So we come to the end now. I request Dr. Desu Ramohan sir, Professor and Head of the Department of Hospital Administration, to propose the vote of thanks.
Andariki Namaskaram. I am Dr. Ram Mohan. It is my great privilege to present vote of thanks on this great event of our institute. Honorable President Sir, Professor T.S. Ravikumar Garu, with his vision and sparing valuable time and addressing on this special day, along with the other invitees from the virtual moment, Professor Rajiv Sharan Sir, University of Michigan, Dr. Ernesto Malmetti Sir, Dr. Vemu Murthy Garu from Chicago, and Dr. Varun Sundaram Sir, and Dr. Arun Nandi. We are admired, all the staff here and as well as faculty, staff, students are admired for your address, and also with your visionary leadership, we'll move forward for constant and accelerate for progression of our institute. First in South India, Institute of National Importance. Our respected Director and CEO, Professor Mukesh Tripathi Sir, for constantly motivating us and encouraging and following up all the hurdles and also moving forward ahead since August 2018 till now, and also moving forward ahead. Respected Dean Sir, Academics, Professor Joy Goshal Sir, for encouraging us constantly at the operational level. He encourages all the staff, and also thank you, Professor Dean Sir. Respected distinguished chief guest of today and the Vice Chancellor, Dr. NTR University of Health Sciences, Professor Sam Prasad Pilgrim Sir. He also mentioned the environment and also importance of green environment. Also, we will definitely work on it to show the improvement on this aspect. Our guest of honor and state nodal officer for coordination, Dr. R. Shashank Sir. I'm also student of Guntur Medical College, sir. Since beginning, we are very enthusiastic that we're getting AIMS Mangalagiri, and also starting from sanatorium to this level, and also we all humbly also request on the thank all the founding members since beginning who worked for this growth of the institute at this stage. We have our guest of respected National Institute of Design, Professor Shekhar Mukherjee sir. We're already associated with you, sir, and also I thank all the faculty. We have Dr. Piyush Sharma, Deputy Registrar, and other faculty and students from National Institute of Design. Thank you very much, sir, for being here and spending a valuable time. And thank you very much, sir. We have our Deputy Director, Dr. Sri Anshuman Gupta, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for your presence and sparing a valuable time. We have with us the Vinith Damas is not here, he is medical superintendent. Then we have the other dignitaries, and also thank the other faculty, Anupam Sai, and also Kurmanandam, Kalyani Nair, other students which I mentioned from NID. Then we also thank and congratulate the associate deans, with the inauguration of newsletter and also the inauguration of students magazine, etc. Thank you very much. I thank and congratulate all students of first year and second year for achieving their highest marks and achieving the awards. Coming to our other committees which involved in organizing this great event are the coordination committee, Dr. Vijaya Madam, event management committee, Dr. Amudra sir, hospitality committee, Dr. Chiranjeevi sir, cultural committee, Dr. S.S. Bakshi sir, and food committee, Dr. Rajiv sir. We all I thank on behalf of the organizing this coordination committee also. We thank all the supportive staff, administrative staff, finance and accounts, superintendent engineer, SCSR, engineering services department, every department has involved in this great event and contributed for the last, since planning of the and finalization of the program. Especially thank IT department, without which we cannot organize, because much of the issues are digitally and also coordinated with the international guests of honor. Thank you. And also finally and last not least is the security and housekeeping, administrative staff, everybody. If I miss anybody, please excuse me. And thank each and every one of us for making this grand event. Thank you very much, sir. Dhanyavadam.
Thank you very much, sir. May I now request all of you to please stand up for the national anthem. Thank you. I request the dignitaries to join us for lunch. The lunch is being served at the guest house. The lunch will also be served to all the faculty and the staff involved at the kiosk. Thank you.